Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about traits of a narcissist. Now, these traits are mostly for people that are close to us, like spouses, significant others, parents, children, friends, stuff like that. It's going to be different from someone who is maybe like a celebrity or someone in political power. Some may apply to them, but this is mostly for people that are close to us. I have my list here, and most of this comes from the Mayo Clinic. .org. So it's not like these are made up, as some people might think, like a narcissist. Okay, so anyway, on to our list. They're two-faced. They put people down behind their backs, but are nice to them to their face. Sometimes they can be mean to them to their face, and they'll come up with some odd excuse of why they were mean and how it wasn't their fault, and try to convince the person that, I don't know, maybe they misunderstood the situation or something, anything to get out of it. They blame the lack of their success and failures on other people. They act different in public than they do in private. Now, this is actually a very big one. Especially when we're, being abused by the narcissist. In public, they'll be all smiles and be like, oh, everything is fine. And as soon as the door shuts, all hell breaks loose. They're irresponsible and unreliable. Now, for unreliable, they believe that their time is more important than yours or anybody else's. That is why they're unreliable. They act superior, like, oh hey, my house is nicer than yours, so I'm better than you. Or, oh look at me, I have a nice size savings account, I'm better than you. They live in a fantasy world, like daydreaming, I guess, or whatever, about affairs, success, fame, money. They lie and they distort facts and they change events to suit their own agenda. I know I said just a second ago that they're irresponsible, but also want to reiterate that it's irresponsible with money, especially. They are very emotionally distant and unavailable unless they want something from you. And also, I kind of want to add that if you decide to go low contact or no contact with your narcissist, and eventually at some point you need to contact them or want to contact them for some reason, they are always going to think it's because you want something, like from them. They have lack of sympathy and empathy for others, and especially for those people that they exploit. They're scapegoats. They're very controlling. They like to provoke people and then blame those people for the fight. Like if you're sitting there not doing anything and then all of a sudden they want to sit there and talk negative about you and talk trash, and then you turn around and say, you know, just let it go, chill out. Then they get all up in an uproar and say that you're the one that's causing trouble and bad-mouthing them. And according to my half-brother, when they send me a nasty email calling me names and stuff, and then I email them back telling them, hey, you know, just leave me alone. Nothing less, nothing more. And then they go and tell everybody that I'm the one that wrote a nasty email. In any email that I wrote, I would love to become public. If they really wanted to prove to people that I was as nasty or am as nasty as they claim, because then the truth would be out. But that's the thing. They like to, like I said, distort things so that they look like the victim. Trouble admitting mistakes. 99.999 repeating percent of the time, they will not admit to any mistakes. Because with a narcissist, nothing is ever their fault. Ever. It's always somebody else's fault. And also, they are always the victim. Nobody else can ever be a victim. They're notorious for silent treatments. Now, somebody had said this before about, I heard about it somewhere, somebody saying something about us going, like, no contact is like a silent treatment or something, and it's not. There's a difference between getting the silent treatment to punish us versus us going no contact because we want to get away from the abuse. We're not giving a silent treatment to punish them. We're doing it so that we can heal. I might make a video about that at some point. They're only interested in their own concerns, not yours. The only time they want to know is when they're being nosy and they need some sort of ammo. And even if you get them what they want, it's not good enough. Like I've said in another video, even if they are so specific down to every single little detail, and you do everything to that tiny little detail, it is never good enough. Because apparently we're not psychic and don't know that they've changed their mind on some details. They like to fake cry and fake illnesses. Lord knows my mother has faked having cancer. I don't even know how many times. So when she apparently finally really got cancer, we're all like, no, whatever, it's not cancer. It's like crying wolf. You know, you can't sit there and say you have cancer like 5 or 6 times and it's not actually cancer. And then when you finally get it, nobody believes you. You can't blame them for not believing you because you've cried cancer so many times. And it's really sick when someone cries cancer because there are people with real cancer out there that need support more than someone who's just faking it. Pretty much, they just fake everything. They're fake people. They put down those that they are envious of, and they do that to make themselves seem better by comparison. I can't tell you how many times my mom has put down family members for working hard and having more money than her. And she would make them seem like they were terrible, evil people because they wouldn't just give them all her money. She's even done it to me when I got an inheritance. She, you know, just because I bought things for other people and I also bought things for her and my half-brother, or gave them money or whatever. Apparently because I didn't spend every single penny on her, I'm apparently evil. And how dare I spend it on somebody else when I could be spending it on her, you know what I mean? They love to gaslight and project. And with projecting, that means when you are trying to confront them with something, instead of talking about what you're trying to call them out on, they will completely change this subject onto you. Like, you're like, hey, you forgot to pick up these crumbs. Be like, well, you know, 10 years ago, you dropped a plate and broke it. You know, and 99% of the time, it doesn't even make sense what they're trying to come out with. It's like, yeah, that happened all those years ago, and I bought you a new plate. Now what? You know? Okay. Oh, their needs need to be met immediately. And the biggest thing with narcissists is you also need to anticipate their needs. You need to be psychic. You need to know their needs at that moment, and if their needs change, you need to know. Like, they get so mad and they think, well, it's common sense. You should know that I need that. They hold grudges. If somebody did something to them when they were 2, and that narcissist is now in their 80s, they're still holding that damn grudge. They don't take any responsibility for anything that they do. They will deny, 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 and then they will project. They also like to take advantage of people. They have a need for, I guess, everyone to like them, everybody to think that they're perfect, except for their scapegoat. And sometimes there's like a few other people that they'll, I guess, let know their secret identity, I guess, of being a terrible person. But for the most part, the only way for them to be able to lie about you and have other people believe them is by having all those other people think that they're such a saint and such a great person. I actually have a friend from when we were pretty much in diapers. We were friends, and I finally came out with all this abuse, and I told him about it, and he didn't call me a liar, but he straight up said, no, your mother's not like that. Your mother's a saint. And he used the word saint. And he was telling me about like how my mom helped his family with this, that, and the other thing. And, you know, he's like, oh, because of your mom, we didn't go hungry. Yeah, that's okay for you, but when she's bringing you food, she's coming home and, you know, being abusive towards me. So just because she's helping you doesn't make her a saint. That just means that She had you fooled, and she's doing things for you so that you think that she's a good person. That's like, I mean, are you going to sit there, you know, you hear about all these priests that are touching little boys. So because they're priests and do good for other people and are constantly helping charities and the homeless and everything like that, does that make them good? Even though they're still touching little boys? No. I think I might have already said this, but disregard for other people's feelings. They can't handle criticism. This, I have like a whole other list of notes for like another video I'm going to be doing soon. Yeah, but that's basically it. There's probably a whole lot of other traits for narcissists. It's just, in order to be a narcissist, you don't just have like a few of those traits to be a narcissist. You have to have, and you don't have to have all of them to be a narcissist either. You just have to have like quite a bit of it. Because everybody, in a sense, has a little narcissism in them. But it's not really being a narcissist. It's just being a human being, because sometimes we are proud of our achievements, but that doesn't make us a narcissist. We take selfies. Nobody really likes bad pictures of themselves. I don't like pictures of myself because, you know, I'm fat. You know, and I don't want to remember being fat because, I don't know, when you look at pictures and, you know, it kind of makes your mood go down, and you don't want your mood to go down. Or if we ever talk about ourselves, it doesn't make us a narcissist. Like, if you think about it, small children, they would pretty much be considered narcissists if they were, I guess, adults, because I don't know. I don't think small children can really be narcissists, but they have the traits. But that's because they're young. Everything is about them. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have other traits that you know of, or if you want to talk about the traits, go ahead and comment below. And thank you for watching. Take care.